Star Wars The Last Jedi is finally out, and of course I saw it on opening day, and honestly it was pretty good. I'm going to try and keep this review as spoiler-free as possible, but certain things I want to talk about, I have to lightly spoil some things that happen, so if you want to see it completely by yourself, then I recommend stopping here. Going into this movie, I was afraid that it was just going to be Empire Strikes Back again, similarly to how Force Awakens was practically A New Hope, but luckily I was proven wrong. Now, that's not to say it doesn't take a lot of inspiration from Empire. It uses a similar plot structure on how the movie is played out, one half of the story focusing on the resistance/rebellion trying to escape the First Order/the Empire, and the other is a new Jedi pupil learning from an old master who secluded himself on a foreign planet. And there was a time near the end where I was scared that they were going to blatantly copy the twist from Empire, but luckily they did what I didn't expect, though that isn't necessarily a good thing. Now this is the last chance you have to watch if you don't want to get anything spoiled, though I will try my best to not go into too much detail. Now there were parts in the movie that just felt like the potential was almost dropped. Like, there were moments where I was genuinely invested on how they were telling the story, only to have it just kind of solved instantly or just completely dropped. And most of it has to do with Kylo Ren's relationship to Luke and Rey learning how to use the power of the Force. And I have to bring up that there's one scene that was so incredibly dumb that I almost yelled at the screen, and if you've seen the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. And the story as a whole just felt kind of mushy and poorly handled at parts. Stuff was just brushed under the rug like the Knights of Ren and Supreme Leader Snoke, and it felt like the project was handled by a different crew like halfway through, and even though it was only 2.5 hours, it felt dragged out, but also certain parts felt rushed. But on the whole, I want to give a lot of credit just because they didn't try to do what Force Awakens did and replicate the other movies. It tried to do something different, and even though it used a lot of inspirations, it still felt like a different movie in the series, whereas Force Awakens just felt like I was watching Episode 4, but a new generation. And besides that one distracting scene, I really enjoyed myself, and as a whole, it was a good Star Wars film, and I can't wait to see Episode 9.